Hello, good afternoon. My name is Bimbo, and this is Jackpa with their Days. For those who are just meeting us for the first time, Jackpa with their Days is a channel where you can get relevant and important information on how you can jackpot to Portugal and other European countries. And this video today is going to be a response to some of our subscribers who have been asking me to discuss to discuss the pathway to permanent residence in Portugal or citizenship in Portugal. This is in order for them to be able to weigh their options and make an effective decision regarding their JAPA or relocation decision. So today I will be talking about pathway to citizenship or permanent residence in Portugal. And I will try as much as possible to combine both the student visa for master students, PhD students, or work visa. In fact, depending on the type of visa that you are coming in, even golden visa also work with the same timeline. So regardless of the visa that you're working with, it is the same procedure for all types of visa in Portugal. Now, so let me stay with the one that is mostly common. Like I said, regardless of the visa you are coming into Portugal with, it's the same procedure. So, but let me stay with the most common type of visa, which is student visa or work visa. Now, for MSc students, your program is going to run 2 years. And PhD students, your program is expected to run at least minimum of 4 years before you defend. So which means for MSc student or master student who is going to be doing 2 years, after your 2 years, you are expected to get a job. Even before you finish your program anyway, you can easily get a job. Then after your program is finished, you can be using your job contract or work contract to be renewing your residency. Now, you are expected to have lived in the country for at least minimum of 5 years without a break. You are expected to have lived in Portugal with a minimum of 5 years before you can submit applications for permanent residence or citizenship in Portugal. Now, in between these 5 years, what I heard is that if you have to travel for any emergency, it should not be more than 3 weeks. If you travel more than 3 weeks, you will be expected to at least, you might need to cover it up. Now, these 5 years, from what I gathered from my research, these 5 years does not need to be consecutive. Does not need to follow like first year, second year. You could maybe travel, like for instance, I have a friend that I've been here since 2015 or 2016. At some point he stayed 2 to 3 years here. He traveled to US, then from US he traveled down to Nigeria again, spent about 3 years outside. Then when he came back, after spending about 1 or 2 years added to the ones that he has spent from 2015 to 2016, he just submitted his application for permanent residence this year. So because he has a lot of break in between, so it does not have to be that you spend the 5 years at a stretch. You could at least at the end of the day show evidence. The idea is you must be able to show evidence of your residence card that will show that for this year, between so year to so year, you have, so at least you must be able to show residence card that prove that you have lived in Portugal legally for at least 5 years. So, and then at the end of your 5th year, that is when you can now submit application for permanent residence. Now, these are the documents that you need to submit for applications. To apply for the permanent residence. Like I said, you don't have to live consecutively the 5 years in Portugal. If you want, you can stay in Portugal for the 5 years, and if you don't have such opportunity, if you go, but just make sure that you have the residence card to prove that you have legally resided in Portugal. Now, these are the applications, these are the documents that you need to be able to apply for permanent residence in Portugal. Of course, the declaration form for the permanent residence or citizenship, you need to fill that application form. You can do it online or you can walk into their office to do this. Now, valid international passport of your country, you must have that, and residence permit. You must have a valid residence permit as at the time that you're submitting the applications for permanent residence or citizenship. Don't worry, they have your record on the system, so they will be able to know when they have started issuing you residence card since you've come into the country. Of course, birth certificate of the applicant is very important, and criminal record of the applicant, both in Portugal and in your country. You will also submit police character. We call it police character, but in here it's called criminal record. You must be able to submit a police character issued to you in your country as at the time that you are submitting that application, and also issued to you in Portugal. The two of them must be legalized and interpreted. Don't forget, the Nigerian own will be given to you in English, so you must get a certified translator to translate some of these documents for you. And another thing is that you must be able to show a proof, a certificate that shows that you have at least the basic understanding of Portuguese, which can be either B2 or A1, depending on. I heard that PhD applicants don't really request that PhD applicants submit proof of proof that they understand Portuguese up to maybe B2 or A1 level, but I wouldn't want to take that kind of a guess. It is too risky. The best is just make sure you plan ahead. It is better that they say they don't want the document than you getting there and they are telling you that you have to provide that document. So, and since the learning of Portuguese for all international applicant or international applicant here is free. So, I mean, why not just register before you, depending on when you hope to submit the applications for permanent residence. The learning is, the teaching of Portuguese is free for all international applicants here. So, and once you submit the applications, they will issue you some sort of tracking code for you to be able to monitor the progress of the application. And because I heard that it takes about 8 months to 1 year or thereabouts, but the idea is they will issue you a tracking code so that you will know the stage at which the application is per time and if they require more documents. So this is the pathway to permanent residence and or citizenship in Portugal. Of course, if you give birth here in Portugal, that is automatic citizenship for the child. And if you get married, I think after 3 years or thereabouts, when the government have been able to legalize and validate that marriage is truly valid, you can apply for permanent residence and or citizenship. But of course, if you want to apply for citizenship or permanent residence as a result of your residence permit, after 5 years you are due, or you are legally required to submit applications for permanent residence and or citizenship. So these are the documents, and this is the pathway, the procedure, the processes and applications, everything that you need to become a permanent resident and or citizen of Portugal. Till I come your way next time, I remain Bimbo. Thank you very much for listening. Like and subscribe to our channel so that when we bring these opportunities your way, you will be the first to get notification. Follow us on all our social media. Until I come your way again next time, thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.